All right, what's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave. I'm going to do a short video here talking about Tyson Fury and the WWE. If you've been living under a rock, Tyson Fury is going to be fighting Braun Strowman in the WWE tomorrow, okay, on Halloween, all right? I've watched some of it. I haven't made any videos about this at all. I watched some of everything that's been building up about it. Like some of the other events and this whole fight. You know how wrestling is. I personally don't watch wrestling anymore. I used to watch it as a kid growing up. And I stopped watching wrestling kind of around when, you know, uh, after The Rock and Stone Cold and Goldberg and NWO, DX, all of that time. I watched it all the way up until that point. So, once the Randy Ortons and who's these guys, these other guys came around, Brock Lesnar's, that's when I kind of like got off of it. I just got to a point where I was just watching UFC and boxing. I didn't really have time for the wrestling. I just didn't. I just lost interest in it. I grew up. Not to diss anyone that still watches it, but it's not for me. Anyway, so according to Tyson Fury, he's getting 15 million to fight Braun Strowman, right? I don't know if that's true, but even if it's not, it's great promotion. He's trying to gain an American fan base here, and I think that's the right way to go. Whether he's getting 15 million or 1 million, it doesn't really matter. It's just great promotion for Tyson Fury. Okay, the WWE has a huge, huge, huge audience, probably even a bigger audience than boxing does at this point, and or at least in America. And it's not bad to go over there. A lot of boxers have gone there in the past. I've seen Mike Tyson go over there, Floyd Mayweather, Evander Holyfield, even other athletes that's not even in boxing, like a Shaquille O'Neal, a Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone. We've seen football players. We've seen all kind of athletes go over there and have fights over there on the WWF or the WWE, that's what they call it now. All right, so I don't really have an issue with it. My only concern is hopefully he doesn't get injured in any kind of way. Hopefully the Wilder fight is his next fight if Wilder is to beat Luis Ortiz. I just hope he doesn't get injured or anything like that, because to be honest with you, after the Otto Wallen fight, I didn't believe that Tyson Fury was going to fight Deontay Wilder next, or at least not right away. Anyway, I didn't think the fight would be in February due to the cut that Tyson Fury got. So I wasn't expecting it to happen that soon, but I was still hoping that it would happen next. Wilder has a fight scheduled against Luis Ortiz next month. This is going to be their rematch, and I kind of my whole thing is just don't get hurt. Don't try to do some crazy wrestling move that might end up getting you hurt. That's all I'm concerned about, really. I don't care if he's gonna go and get his money with the WWE. Listen, if the opportunity is there, go for it. At the end of the day, you went and got this shopped around and got this big deal with ESPN. This $100 million deal with ESPN. So that was great. You postponed the Wilder rematch for that. So that makes sense because you're securing your money before you're getting a rematch. If Wilder end up knocking you out in a rematch, you would have never got this deal from ESPN. All right, so they gave you the deal. The fight got postponed, even though I wanted to see the rematch. I understand you taking $100 million deal from ESPN, but I still want to see the fight. And as long as this WWE deal doesn't like delay the fight any further or much further, I still want to see. Hopefully, we can get to see it this year. I don't really have a problem with it. I don't know what Tyson Fury wants to do. He's backed out of a Wilder fight before. So I wouldn't be surprised if he backs out again. I want to see the fight though. Like I really want to see the rematch, and I want to see the rematch. I would have wanted to see the rematch even if they made a decision in that first fight. If they gave the fight off to Tyson Fury, and I believe Tyson Fury won the fight, but If Tyson Fury was the winner that night, I still would have wanted to see a rematch only because Wilder did knock him down 2 times, and especially with the second time being so controversial, with the 10 count thing. A lot of people were making videos about that. Um, Regardless, I would have wanted to see a rematch if they gave it to Fury or Wilder. All right. So I want to see the rematch for sure. Okay. I don't know if it's going to happen next, but I just hope nothing from the WWE delays it any further. Okay. When I say further, I mean not February to March or February to April, but I just hope it's not where to a point where Wilder goes and finds another opponent, Tyson Fury goes and finds another opponent, and we don't get the fight. All right. So I'm hoping we could get the fight next. Now, Wilder and Fury did make a good point. Deontay Wilder has to be more concerned about his next opponent because he's actually fighting a real boxing match against a dangerous opponent, a guy that he did face, a guy that did hurt him in that fight. So I hope that Deontay Wilder is ready for this rematch and he's not taking this rematch lightly because he's already knocked out Luis Ortiz. All right, this is not like the Berman Stavern rematch, okay, where we already thought the fight was ridiculous. We knew Berman Stavern didn't have a shot because he wasn't active, he didn't do anything in between the fights, and he was just way past his prime at that point. All right, no one cared about that fight. We already knew what was going to happen in that fight. So we all I hope is that Wilder goes into this Luis Ortiz rematch as if this is still his dangerous opponent he's ever faced. Because if anybody has a great chance of knocking Wilder out of everybody that he has on his resume, it's still Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz still has the greatest chance of knocking Wilder out compared to the rest of the guys on his resume. Okay, so hopefully he's not overlooking Luis Ortiz. I don't believe he is. It's just that there's not much talk about this rematch. There's no buzz at all. Everyone's talking about Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, and all that. And honestly, if the Deontay Wilder fight with Tyson Fury doesn't happen next, I still think that if Andy Ruiz wins the fight against especially if he wins a fight against Anthony Joshua, he's gonna fight Wilder anyway. Even if a belt, or even if he gets stripped of one of those belts, uh, Andy Ruiz is still a PBC fighter at the end of the day. And if he beats Joshua in a rematch, Wilder is definitely gonna get that fight in. You know, um, which makes me believe and have doubts that a Tyson Fury rematch is gonna happen right now anyway. Because you don't know what Tyson Fury is gonna do. You don't know what Wilder is gonna do upon this, you know, rematch between Ruiz and Joshua. You don't know what either party is really gonna do at this point because they actually have options. Fury could continue fighting on ESPN without having to fight Wilder, or he can get hurt, or he may need more time to heal that scar over his right eye, I believe. So Tyson Fury has other options. He's already backed out of the fight before. And then on the other side, you have Deontay Wilder, who made to say, "All right, screw Fury, I'll fight him later and get to the winner of Ruiz versus Joshua." I don't know if he'll fight Joshua. Joshua wins, but you never know. You never know. These guys might say, "You know what? Let's work out a fight. Let's work out a deal. If Joshua is the win, let's work out a deal. We don't want any more hiccups. Let's just work it out, work something out with the zone and get the fight going." I doubt that happens because it's been years now of negotiating and issues and fights between both parties. But you never know. You never know. You just never know. Maybe the fight can work out. Maybe Deontay Wilder, maybe Tyson Fury doesn't take the fight, and Deontay Wilder says, "Screws this guy. I'm going after everybody else but Tyson Fury, and we're gonna put him, you know, in last place as far as possible future fights." All right, so we don't know what's going on. I'm kind of just sitting this one out. I haven't been really making videos on Fury and Wilder and stuff, because I'm kind of just sitting back waiting to see what's going to happen. I am going to do another breakdown, or I'm going to do a breakdown of the rematch between Wilder and Ortiz soon. We have more fights coming up before I do that, but I'll do a breakdown, and trust me, the breakdown is going to be a lot different than the first breakdown I did of the first fight. But yeah, I'm just kind of sitting back and just waiting to see what goes on, because there's so many different possibilities. And a rematch, as much as I want it, it's like it doesn't really seem likely if that's going to be the very, very next fight between the two, because they have so many options. All right. And I do, at the end of the day, as far as levels of importance, unification is the most important. Unified, undisputed is the most important to me in any division, including heavyweight. So if Ruiz or Joshua wins, I would love Deontay Wilder to fight one of those two over Tyson Fury. But I also want to see the Tyson Fury rematch as well. It's very important to me as well. All right, if the unification match doesn't start happen. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I already talked much longer than I thought I was. See you guys on the next video. Make sure you guys subscribe. Peace.